What's up, everybody? How's it going? You've been watching Metaverse Radio right there. You can tune in live just by going to Metaverse Radio. That's 24/7. I did not realize that the screen was muted. That's on me, but that's okay. It's opening up with the screen. At least you got to see Metaverse Radio. And shout out to Metaverse Radio. Thank you for hosting this show so faithfully for the last several months. In fact, we're coming up on South by Southwest where where we were all together, where we got to hang out with Metaverse Radio, or the people behind Metaverse Radio, right? And play and have a good time. We really hooked up at Taylor Alexander's live, Web3 support live music deal, where there was Taylor Alexander and several others. There's many people there. But that was a great time. Thank you, Metaverse Radio. That was where it kicked off. And we're going to talk about South by Southwest here in a little bit. But before we do that, I do want to say that the content aired does not necessarily reflect the views of Metaverse Radio and is for entertainment only. It is not legal, medical, or financial or investment advice. Hosts, guest speakers, artists, and other collaborators may have personal or financial interest in the subjects they discuss. So please critically assess the information presented and careful. Some content may not be suitable for all ages or audiences. Metaverse Radio respects intellectual property and broadcast content owned by us, used under license or within fair use guidelines. That's what's happening over there. Let me see, because I haven't opened this Twitter space yet. Let me go like this. We're going to go skip it a skip. We're going to say hello out there in the Twitter space, the X space world. Welcome to the live. We are... Man, this is it. It is that time of year. They call that, what do they call that? Like festival season, conference season. It's that time of the year, right? So a lot of exciting things happening. Okay. And let me go here. Let me get this kind of set up a little bit better over here. How do I get rid of that thing? Bam. So we're going to look at lots of things that are happening, lots of different spots for everyone to start getting involved. If you're planning on being there, what do you need to know? What should you know? All those kind of good things, right? How much water should I drink? Should I bring water? Do I need a bag? Shouldn't I bring a bag? Am I going to walk in? What's the traffic like? All that kind of stuff. So, that's just kind of good things to know, right? Just good stuff to know. It's also nice to know, like, where some of the places are to perform. If you're an artist, how do I get onto a spot? What's the difference between an official and an unofficial stage? What do all these things mean? And we're going to get into all that stuff. But before we do, right, before we get into the boring things, I'm going to highlight, we're going to look at some of these artists over here, creatives and creators that are doing some things. Let me get this set up here. Let's go present this here, share screen here. We're going to look at which one? Let's start with this one. We're going to look at the most unofficial South by Southwest XR Experience events list right here. All right, so we go at stage. There we go. All right, so as you can see here, this is what it looks like, the homepage. And we'll look at that in just a second. But once you open it, okay, once you go to SXSWXR.xyz, all right, and you can get there by going to the .com. There's a little tab you can click. It will take you over here. But once you get here, you open up. And if you want to add to this, okay, if you want to add to this form thing right here, all right, it's best on the computer. Right now, the phones are not really working that well, but the computers are working great. So all that is right here. You can go add it in. As you can see, there's quite a few people or quite a few experiences already listed here. Right, so there's LM Designs has hers listed here, and you can see where she's got them for free. What I love right here is you've got this fantastic 3D fashion, and so this is a filter app, and she's got it for $3.29 or 3.20 euros, $3. But you can try it on your face. You can go in there and play with them. There are links. Let's go slide this over, and they've been so good. They added their links right there. Boom, 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 boom. So you got some on Snap. Right, these are on GIF filters. These are on Snap. These are on Over the Reality right here. These are made with Eighth Wall. Okay, so there's lots of varieties you get to see, and we'll start to see more experiences, more creators, more artists, and different things, different events and things like that start popping up here, I'm sure, as time goes on. Some of these where they don't have a date and time right there, they're just all the time. So you can go and visit these. If you open this up, you're like, I don't really have anything to add, but you do like this stuff. Well, here you can go. Here's all the links. So if you just want to go kind of see what's up, see what's happening. There's these with Over the Reality, like I said, with Elm Designs, on Eighth Wall, on Snap. You got these skit filters made by Fantastic 3D Fashion, who, by the way, was just at NFT Paris with Artverse. She's now inside one of the books. Go check that out. I highly recommend when you do go and look at this, because it's as fun as it is to go click the links and check out the experiences and things like that. Really look at, the people behind it, and what's going on here. Follow their pages, especially if you like their stuff, follow their pages. I'm sure there's ways that you can get more involved with them individually, whether that's like here where you're purchasing the filter your own self, okay, or you're getting your own things made, however that is. These are the people that are creating, building, designing, developing those future things, and have been for a while, where there's going to be a lot of new, first times, which is great. A lot of people have been developing and creating for the past few years. And so now we're going to get to see those seeds that they've been germinating, right, starting to come to life. And then, maybe in the next few years, we'll really start to see some fruit off of some of these projects. So really excited about that. But you can check that out, SXSWXR.xyz. Go there if you want to check out the filters yourself, or if you want to add things yourself, you can. That's all right there. We are going to, and one of the creators, one of the artists here, let's go look at this one right here. Let's go. Nope, I can just hit this button. Share this tab instead. Here we go. So we've got Human. This is on X. So if you want to, you can go follow this person very easily. Right here. Human at HGNFT. All right here on X. One of the things they've done, and they have been doing for quite a while, is they're super community driven, and I love it. They're all about pushing for the future, right? Not like as much as they're pushing for their pocket, it's the future, right? The overall of everybody together. And as you can see, they've made several different experiences over time. A lot of them, especially celebrating the different crypto blockchains and different platforms, as well as anime and different styles, really going deep in what you can do with XR and AR on these decentralized platforms. So I believe they were also showcased during Art Basel as well, or Bit Basel as well. Thanks to Lex down there. I see you inside of the X space. I haven't been shouting people in the X space out, but this is a new thing. I'm going to try and look at it every once in a while. What's up, Digital Fan? What's up, Altered Alley? How we doing this morning? But so HD NFT, along with, going above and beyond, making things for everybody everywhere on their own stuff, like with that, they've got, I say that, here we are at South by Southwest. So they created this exhibition, and this is really cool, or curated this little exhibition. And when they did, they opened it up. They had, I believe, 9 pillars or somewhere in there, something like that. So there was 9 pillars, and they opened it up. They said, who, here's these 9 pillars. Who wants the spot, right? And I don't know that it was open for 24 hours before it was totally filled. And it filled up so fast, I believe there was some stack. And so on replies and DMs and things that they didn't see. And so he actually, he added those spots. So really cool for that. Excited to see. You can go and check that out right now. If you go, there's a link to, where's it at? There is a link. Here it is. It's just right below it. So there's a link to a link tree that you can go to that has where you can go to the gallery itself, or download the app first and then go visit the gallery, right? So whether that's iPhone, Android, it's all right there. It's called Dorkly's Gallery. Love it. Okay, that's going to be exhibited during the SXSW XR, so look out for that. The links are already here. There will be QR codes on site. Really looking forward to that. But while we're here, because you shared this and we were just talking about LM Design, so this is one of the things that LM Designs has done. She's already used they had the VPS already, right? But now there's where's the image tracking, right? So it's stuck to and you can have multiples, I believe. So what she's done is inside the overland itself, okay, you can use that, right? And then she's locked this animation, right? All these 3D assets and things to this card itself. So anyone inside that over the reality activation, her brand, whatever you lock it to, is there. So she's but it looks like, look how smooth that is. It's locked pretty good. Like, it doesn't float at all. I'm actually very impressed. So that's HD NFT. Verity 48 is already on display right there. Pillar number 1. So go check that out if you want to. It is out there right now. Because this lady's fantastic, and we were just talking about the over the reality stuff, and it's Saturday. We should be touching some grass. Like, why I'm inside talking about all this stuff? Well, it's because I'm we do this every Saturday. I'm not gonna run, but look at it. So you can get outside and touch some grass right here with AR on over the reality. This is already set out there. This is in Austin. That is the location of this overland. So during South by Southwest, while we're at this is one of the spots that I like to visit every year, because I don't know what to expect to be there, right? Every year is something different. And this year, look at these trees. You can also, and this is the other fun thing about these experiences, as beautiful and as decorated it is. So these right here, they're all clickable. You'll be able to go places, tune into different things, start following, right, the virtually raw show. You can also check out her AI that she has, okay? Go deeper into it, because as pretty as all of this stuff is, right, that's just the sizzle of the steak. You haven't even gotten to the juice stuff yet, right? So go ahead, follow Vanessa Pages as well, VXAI. Really impressed with everything they're doing. And while you're outside today, because it's such a beautiful day, at least where I am, go ahead, touch some grass, open this stuff up, go ahead and check it out. I'm excited about that. Here we go. This is going to be cool. All right. So everybody's focused on all this scanning stuff, on the mapping things and all that type of stuff. That is the talk of the town. And it's such the talk of the town that the town hall hosted by the Metaverse Forum, okay, coming up here in just a couple weeks, that is the talk of their town hall, right? Is to continue the discussion on the future of 3D Gaussian splats and their role in shaping the digital reconstruction and visualization landscape. So this is what everybody is talking about. Everybody everywhere is scanning the world, mapping the world, however you want to say it. You got Natix has been driving around, getting the roads. You got all of this stuff finally coming together. And this is going to be a big push. In the best part, in my point of view, one of the best parts about all this stuff is that we get to play with all of these things now. So they've opened it up. Niantic has there, and I'm not sure if it's on this place. Look at that. Look at those scans, though. Some of this stuff is coming out pretty clean. So Niantic, and it's probably not on here, but Niantic has, here you go, ask them anything. Niantic has released there's some new stuff coming out where you can get on there. There's go and create. There's different tools, things like that you can use. LM Designs. In fact, I'm just going to go to LM Designs here because I believe they shared something about it. Maybe not. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. Well, yeah. Okay. So maybe they haven't, but go ahead, follow LM. You might find a link in there, but not, or just go straight to Niantic. I guess I could just go to Niantic. But while I'm looking at that, One Love Art DAO and all of the ETH Denver people out there excited for that. Really excited for that to see what Third Planet Studios and everybody with the VR is supposed to be cool. I'm excited about that. They've got the opening show, I believe, something with the Lions Den. So really cool things happening in ETH Denver. This is, where is it at? We're looking at Niantic now. All right, so Niantic's got some different things, different creator things that people can tap into and go see. Man, where is it? It is not here. So many things. Look at all these Gaussian splats. All right. Okay, so here's some new tools. But we won't spend too much time looking at it, but that's all out there. These are things that you can do. We're going to be out there in South by Southwest playing with lots of things. And so if you've got those experiences, we want to see them, share them with us as we get going here. So we're about 15 minutes in. That's the quick rundown of things right there. Just a quick blah. That's what, where you can follow some of those things. All right. Follow some of those things. Now let's talk about South by itself. Okay, let me close these tabs here so they're not just in my way, taking up space, right? When we're looking at this map right here, this is the map of Austin. We are using Google Maps just to look at this map. So in case Google ever's like, hey, that was our map. Yeah, I told everybody this was your map. This is the map of Austin. This is kind of what it looks like at a glance, okay? In fact, let me, so let's go South by Southwest.com. All right, so I'm just going to pull up their page as well, right? So just a quick look at the official page, right? Just the official page of South by Southwest. There's a lot you can go through, lots of things to know. I mean, there's lots of links, lots and lots and lots of things to know. Everything you need. They've been doing it for a long time. Everything's subdivided into its own thing, right? Everywhere you need to go. If you're trying to get press passes and stuff like that, not going to happen. But if you're as far as artists and things go, artists are different. All right. Artists are different. If you are going in as someone handling an artist, okay, you're going to be treated different than the artist themselves. I'm just going to tell you right now. If you go in as a record label or anything else, you're going to be treated completely different than just artists. So just artists specifically, even if you're going with a group, there are lots of stages that you can still get on, okay? And some are official stages, some are unofficial stages. And the difference between the official stages, the unofficial stages. All right, so, and what does that really mean? Why does that matter? Okay, the biggest reason it matters. So, because you're going to have a lot of official stages. So, if you're on, if you get picked up, there's different lineups that you can go through. Like, I believe Making for Indie is one of the stages that if you go through and hop on there, it's one of the, they'll give you like an official pass. Usually it's going to cost you about $200, $250 somewhere in there, right? But now you get, the pass, and that gets you into kind of like everything, right? To a certain extent. And so with that, that's what it gets you. So that's what the official. Now, if you, with that, you can, so like, let's say you do pay the $200 to get onto one of those stages. Now you can bring a friend with you, okay? Because you can have one media partner or one media whatever, right? And usually it's about $80 for that person to get their press pass on top of yours, right? So it all works out, but you have to go in as an artist and you have to find those spots that still have those things available, right? Coming up closer to, because as far as I'm concerned, right, we're far away from South by, and at the same time we're super close, right? So we're super far away, but we're super close. So if you're wanting to get in, right, and you're wanting to do things, start reaching out, looking at all of the stages. Don't contact the venues because the venues aren't running the stages. They've all been rented out by other people that are running and handling the stages, right? If you're coming in though, you just want to street perform, just want to connect, right? You've got your 1 or 2 shows, because I highly recommend doing the street performances. This is a main strip here, 6th Street, right here. This is where, as you can see, this is the conference center. Okay, so anything within this square right here, right? So this square, these squares, or this little rectangle here, okay? This bridge is a pedestrian bridge that gets off to the side, so you're not with traffic, you're down there by yourself, but it's down to the side, and it's also a bicycle bridge. So you don't really want to just you can set up here, but it's not going to be as much two-way traffic because it's on both sides. And I'm going to show you the difference. There's a pedestrian specific bridge right here, okay, where this has 2 sides to it with a big road in the middle. This one right here does not. And so it's very common. They've even got, I recommend bringing like a little small generator if you can, but they do have some plugs, sometimes some outlets that do work along here every now and then. but it is. You can set up. It's a lot bigger than I guess it kind of looks. But there's several benches all through here that people can sit on. All right, but a lot of people, I think that's even someone in this picture set up. Do it as you can see right there. So you can set up there, set up over here. You can set up on this side, set up right in here. You can also, all right, there's Zilker Park, which is as this map loads. So right over here, there's what they call Rock Island. Now, this is a beautiful spot if you're wanting to set up and you're wanting to if you want to host like an outside thing, you just want like a meetup or anything like that. This is one of my personal favorite parts to go to. It's very open. Usually all this is wide open. And we've set up there many times where as long as you're not being super obnoxious, and you don't suck, people, everybody's there is doing their thing. It's a park, right? But this spot right here, if you're a painter, an artist, or a content creator, anything like that, I highly recommend at least going here. If nothing else, even if you forget all of the other things, even if you're not doing anything else, just go there, kind of get quiet, right? That's a good spot. You can, like I said, you can also kind of do things all throughout here if you're into that kind of thing where you like to hear other music play out in public, those types of things. All right. This spot here, this location here. So actually this location here, that spot that we looked at with Vanessa Pages is actually right here. So she actually has the bicentennial time capsule in Austin as her overland, which is it kind of takes up this. It actually sits just about right on the bushes and everything right there. So I'm all of her trees and everything that we just saw are going to look beautiful there. So that spot's there. I like to walk through here. Okay, this is a huge, it's the Long Center for Performing Arts. It's the movie theater. They show lots of different things there. They usually do big things kind of outside here, right? 1 year Walt Disney had the whole outside here for about 2 days where it was just banners and big blow up things. They showed movies down. They would set up the screen down here, big screen down here, and then had seats that lined the whole thing. So it was really gorgeous there. But at the end, once the music starts, it's all here. It's this whole park here. So this will all be fenced off and gated starting on Thursday for sure. So if you're wanting to walk in here and do anything at this park, you really need to do it before Thursday, right? You're going to see them probably Tuesday, Wednesday, start setting up all the fences, and they're going to be out there anyways, but you'll see it start to get fenced off. Where you're not just walking because they're going to have all the stages and everything else, and they'll have it zoned, right? But this is usually the big music park area. So if you're coming into town, you're like, man, where am I going to go? What do I do? These are some of the nice places that you can just wander around and be sure that something's going to happen. All right. This is just this side of 6th Street, and that was just up to there. We haven't really gotten to where a lot of these things are actually going to be happening as well. Because you got East 6 over here, and so once you get to the east side of Austin, you're going to come down this way. You got places like Hotel Vegas, which is a classic. It's very well known. All of these backyards over here as well are great places. You're going to have some spots usually, and I do believe, and I don't want to give this stuff away, right? But I do believe on Over the Reality, Z Creative, and if everybody knows Z Creative, and if you don't, go check it out. Just search Z Creative. So Z Creative, I believe, has an experience over here. I think they 3D scanned in somewhere over here, and then they put that 3D scan into Over the Reality, so you can jump in. It's pretty cool. Go check it out if you can. You don't have to be there in person, but just look around this area right over here on Over the Reality for an experience by Z Creative. There's going to be stuff all over the place. All right. And this is where it gets, because there are studios, right? They're going to be way out of town out here, right? Out here in the woods. Beautiful spots, though. Places you're going to really want to go visit, like Purple Bee. All right. So Purple Bee is a full studio. Beautiful spot, love it. Great. You can go search it. Once you see it, you'll understand. They've got a beautiful outside backyard patio area as well. It's not a patio. It's a big back whole outside. They've got one of the best green rooms, VIP areas that, it's fully, it's great. Everything about it. Plus the studio itself is top. So, but those are going to be out of town, right? They're not going to be right here. So you're going to want, so some of these areas you're going to actually have to get in a car and travel to. Some of you are just going to wander around. South side over here. All right. There's so much good food. All right. I mean, there's Terry Black's right there, right? So, but there's so much good food on this side of town, and as well as this is where the Lazy Days, okay? So the Lazy Days Smoke, the Lazy Days Coffee Shop is, okay? So going to be on this side of the town right over here, right? So there's the Zilker Park. Okay, there's the Terry Blacks. There's the big music park area right over here. And then down here, there's going to be lots of, as you can see, all this comes down. So this is right here where, excuse me, that's Lamar. This is First. So if you take First right here, you can take Congress in. There's good things down there. You're going to start hitting them down here on the bottom. But if you take First right down, or if you take, what was that, Lamar, right down, you can see there's lots of good things in between here. Lots of places. You can just walk. Okay, you can walk down this way. I don't recommend walking to Lazy Days. That would be a very long walk. Definitely get a ride. But we're going to talk about the reasons to be over there as we get closer to South by Southwest, right? Oops, I just realized I'm not even sharing this tab. Here I have been. I've been looking at the map this whole time. Y'all been looking at well, my bad. Let me go back. Now I just run my mouth. Somebody could have said something. Maybe somebody did. Maybe somebody did and I wasn't paying attention. All right, so let's look back over here. This is 6th Street. Goodness gracious. This is 6th Street over here. I should really look at all my stuff here. So this is the convention center. Let me slow back down a little bit. This is the convention center here, 5th Street here, 6th Street here. A lot of action that happens in here. They close all this down. There's food trucks. All right, so the food trucks sit right over where we at? Right here. So all this right here is going to be food trucks over here. I do believe there and no. Yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of food trucks right there. Boom. All those things back over there. This is where Third Planet's going to be, right over here during the 12th. They've got a party. You got, who is it? Mike Zimmer and Third String. They're going to be at Vulcan, all right, which Vulcan is right here, Vulcan Gas Company. So they're going to be at Vulcan most days. So, and if you're still wanting to get on a stage and you're not wanting to pay $200, $250 for a spot, you can connect with Third String Productions. And so they'll have different showcases. They'll have metal, they'll have rap, they'll have EDM, and each one will be kind of individual. But they're going to be at Vulcan for a couple of different days. They've got Restless Fest, which, I mean, come on, Restless Fest was kind of cool. We've been with Restless Fest, or I've attended the Restless Fest since day one. They let us do some things with AR. In fact, more often than not, there's been at least one or two artists on their lineups that we've worked or collaborated with over the years. So really excited to see, because they're always doing stuff. So they're going to be right here on 6th Street, like dead center. You got Third Planet Studios is actually going to be right here next to the conference center. And so they're going to be doing metal on the same day that they've got the Web3. It's more like a hip hop type showcase right here over at Club 420. So that's all going on the 12th there. But so if you're an artist coming in, these are some of the people, like I said, you can still reach out to Michael at Third String, Mike Zimmer at Third String, or really any of the team members over there, and try to get on. Okay. Now remember, they're being not attacked, but they've got a lot of other people that are also contacting them. So, be understandable. Like if they don't get back to you, it's nothing personal. There's just a lot, right? So, so every one of these venues, every one of these spots, every one of these roofs, is going to have at least one stage, starting from 3:00 in the afternoon, running to about 2 a.m. Right. So and it's just going to be noise all the way up and down, especially come like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. It's just noise all the way up and down. You're gonna have people lining the streets. Some are gonna have clothes. Some are gonna have merchandise. Some are gonna have different art, like the music art. Some of them are gonna have like painted art. There's gonna be people. I love this guy Lakey. I'm a huge fan. I hope he comes back, because usually he'll do like these circles, these like cool circles, like life circles, spirit circles, full circles, right? And he'll just kind of decorate the whole place. And there's a lot with chalk, not with paint, but with chalk, and he'll do the whole thing because chalk washes, right? So he'll do all that. He does have art that you can purchase for sale. I believe he's planning on going up to like New York here in the coming months to be able to kind of help support that habit of art and the message of. And so one of the nice things, this is what he does. Okay, so just to real highlight, he'll go to areas that, like, especially in San Antonio, he was going to areas that needed to be cleaned. Okay, and so he was going out there with chalk and making these circles, and then he was getting fines for for marking the property, like making, like coloring and stuff on the property. And he was like, it's chalk, right? And they were like, yeah. So then they were fining him because they were charging him bills for like pressure washing and stuff, like, because now the city he's like, so my chalk has to be, but you and so it was so he was kind of like making a statement like, hey, we need to clean up, right? Like, and so, what are we really, what's the point here, right? You're finding me for making something pretty versus like this needed to be clean, right? So there's lots to it. I'm kind of a fan of the whole thing. I like his art style anyways. So yeah, hopefully he'll be out there. There's usually lots of people out there, just doing stuff just like that. Just like, this is what they do. So there's Maurice. If you look him up, he's Maurice, the musician, out there on Instagram, but he's just Maurice. He's supposed to be coming in town again. Huge fan, but this is what he does. He lives it. He breathes it. He's out there on the corner, on the streets, just like all over the place. He travels. He used to travel, get up on his truck and just go to town. And he lives for it. This is what he does. So those are the types of things that are going to be happening there. You can tap in with, like I said, with Third String. I got super distracted talking about Lakey and thinking about his art. So tap in with Third String if you want to. There's lots of other people you can tap into as well. CK, so that's 222. You can go out there on Instagram. They've got at my friend spot. So if you go at my friend spot as well, right, you can also tap in there. You want to host your own event, do things over there, you can. That's over at the Lazy Days coffee shop, right? So again, that's going to be on the south side over here, but you're going to want to come by there. I'm going to be there. There's going to be like there's going to be some fun stuff. Maybe start your day over this way and then work your way up this way, kind of thing, especially if you're one of the artists or you're performing and you kind of want to have a spot that you want to get into stuff, but you're not ready to get into stuff yet. That'll be a great spot. So Lazy Days, just remember that, Lazy Days. All right. What are the other things you need to know? All right. So plan on walking. All right. So once you do once you do hit this zone here, okay, once you get into this zone, even if you're going to go over to this zone, do not get a car. Do not get an Uber. Do not just plan. You're walking. If you're an artist, do not bring any equipment that you cannot walk with. Okay. If you can't walk with it, don't carry it. You're going to hate yourself. Everyone else will hate you too, especially if you're in a group. Okay. Drummers, we get it. We understand. You're the problem. Okay. But at this point, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do that, if you are in those situations, you're a full band, you've got your amps, you got your drums, you got all that stuff, right? Okay. Book one venue, right? And then go and get as close to that spot as you can. Okay. Don't do, if you want to do all the street performance stuff, right, you do it without the full piece stuff. Okay. That's just the way it is. But if you are, it's just tough, man. It's just tough. Like, unless it's just tough. So, because you don't know where parking is going to be. You might end up like parking way over here or way over, way over here or way over here. It just depends on where, like, so I will say, some of the spots for parking. So this spot over here, there's a hotel you can park at. I believe it's this one right here. They do rent parking, right? So you don't actually have to have the room. You can rent the parking as well. So in lots of hotels, but this one's usually one of the cheaper ones. Okay. Some of these places are like 20, 30 bucks an hour versus some of these are like 20, 30 bucks for the day. And that's where, again, that's one of the reasons I'm saying, if you're planning on coming in, don't try and park everywhere. You'll spend thousands of dollars by the time you're done, and you won't have actually moved anywhere. Okay. If you are coming as a group, okay, you're coming as a group of musicians, plan on splitting up. Okay. There's so much variety that's going to be out here. Just to give an example, and I've talked about this before, that's Empire. So last year, this whole corner, all of this right here, this was the UK house. So the entire hotel, the whole thing, they had all of this backyard was the stage and everything else. It was beautiful, stinking gorgeous. Loved every bit of it. I've been a fan of the UK house for years anyways, but this they nailed it. They went over the top. It was amazing. So but yeah, so this right here, so there's so much variety, and what I mean is you don't have to stay to like go do your shows, do your sets, do your things, but get out there and meet someone that's not in your group, right? So right here you've got the UK house. Those are going to be people from all over the UK, right? And I'll explain that a little bit more. But like right here you got Mohawk. More often than not, they host some of the best independent, like good artist panels and things like that. So during the day, I also love the venue itself. We can kind of take a glance right here. It's outside. It's all open air. This is the stage right here. The entrance is actually right here. So you come in here, and you'll go underneath. These are 3 different platforms here. Okay, so as you can see, there's the bottom. You come up the stairs. This is one tier. You go up. You can stand right there. This is like a standing tier, or you can go up here. There's a bar, big old platform right there. All right. Love that venue. One of my favorite venues in Austin altogether. But that was the UK house last year, right? And usually, so Ireland usually comes in where we at, right over here. Okay, they usually come in and get one of these corners over here, right? They'll take over and do a whole bunch of stuff, and they can get pretty wild. I like it. Like, I mean, it's fun. We're like right in here, right? So they'll come in here. Ireland will. Brazil was very big right here. Like, I want to say they took over all of this over here. And from what I hear, there's supposed to be a huge Latin, I'm just like Latina SatARday coming up. So, yeah, really excited about all the different culture mixes that you can get connected with. And that's the best part is everybody comes in and hangs out. So you do have the Austin city limits, which is, it's Austin city limits, very, very well known. You can't at least go by, you got statues, you got different things you can go look at. If you are an artist and you go by it, get the content set up, and you can, do a little set right there on the corner. By all means, do a little set real quick and then walk away. Just have fun with it. Have fun with it. That's the whole purpose of this. Okay. It's all business, but if you're not having fun with it, then you're doing it wrong. Okay. It's just, you gotta be able to be comfortable, right? Because that's really what we mean when we say have fun with it, is be comfortable, right? Own it. Take that corner, have some fun, stop some people, chit chat, do your things all right here. Again, so this side, all right over here. Plan on walking a lot, so much. More often than not, you're not going to go to one venue. I never do. I never have. I've never gone to one venue and not gone. I usually hit at least 5 or 6. I can hit 5 or 6 different venues because there's so many different artists. You're gonna start looking at the lineups everywhere. You can be like, I'm gonna watch this person, then I'm gonna run over here and watch this person, because I might go over here to Vulcan real quick, catch one of the metal bands over here, and then run back over here to the Club 420, depending on how their set times line up with those set times, treat it like a music festival where there's multiple stages everywhere, because that's what it is. And so when so it's going to be great. Check all of it. There's art, there's film, lot of film over here. Okay, a lot of film's going to take over all this area right here. And for those of you that haven't heard, Hollywood's moving to Texas, or at least that's what it looks like. We got Universal's Park is coming up to the north Texas, up just above Dallas. I don't know what that means. If Universal's dumping money into a park, they might bring some other studio equipment with them. But right here, big film. This is where all of it's going to take place. All of this over here, you're going to see. So if you like seeing the big actors, you like seeing if that's your scene, right? Then this is it. So you make movies, you make videos, you do all those things. You're really into hanging out with that crowd. It's going to be all right over in here, right? Where else should we talk? Tech and everything. Tech and everything's going to be like real centralized, more so over usually like to this side, right, to the conference center itself. So if you want to get hands-on with some of the upcoming stuff that people are making, like that, you get inside of there. There's, that's the main South by Southwest venue right there. Now the Fairmont is that's going to be big. Definitely, I would just look up what's going on at the Fairmont during South by Southwest this year. It's there. That one's going to be, that usually gets pretty big. That's going to be, just look it up. All right. So right here, just as a side note, okay, nothing to do with South by Southwest specifically. Outside of this is Congress Avenue, where you can see the bats. So there's bats that sleep up underneath here, and usually about this time of year, you'll start to see them come out or fly out. I want to say around like 7 o'clock, maybe between 6 and 7:30, somewhere in there. You'll start to see the bats fly out from underneath the bridge. It's a lot of, it's just cool. If you've never seen bats just like take off, they do. They all kind of live under there and keep the bugs off of Ladybird Lake for everybody. So you can river boat over here if you want to, kind of take a little joyride around, or, as you can see, right? And you don't have to worry about the bugs because the bats got them. Thank you, bats. All right. Drink water, lots of walking. As you can see, and I say that, but this is just this zone right here. So just this area from this, where this dead ends over here, where 6th Street dead ends over here, which is Rich's Art Gallery, where we were last year. That's right, or that's the comedy. But yeah, so it says East Poultry Company, but it's actually Rich's Art Gallery right over here. And then there's tacos that are right here, super, super delicious. They were Paul's Dream Collabs. I believe they were some of his first tacos, and he'll tell you they were delicious. But you're going to plan on walking all the way down, because Rich's Art Gallery is kind of a well-known spot. Lots of people use it. So plan on walking as far as this way, okay? All the way. There's the highway, right? All the way down this way, okay? Because there's more bars and things like that all the way down. So there's lots. Once you get to about here, you can probably plan on stopping, okay? But yeah, so all of that space from that end, to that end is walking space. There's going to be things to do. There's going to be places you want to be. Whether there's been lots of Web3 crypto things happening at South by Southwest over the past few years. So many DAO meetups, so many like Nouns DAO, really. So lots of Web3 right here, based in Austin. Anyways, you got the Clubhouse, you got everybody else. Bitcoin maxis out it's what it is. So they love it. They're here for it. Be planned for walking, lots and lots of walking. Be planning for carrying your equipment everywhere. You're like just plan on it. There's people that are coming from other countries, right? That they're all doing the same thing. Okay, they're all doing the same thing. Some of them have 2 million followers on whatever app. But they're all doing the same thing, and that's the joy of it. Treat everybody the same when you're there. Treat everybody the same when you're there. That's the key. No one is better than anybody at South by Southwest. Everybody's the same. It doesn't matter if you're the one that has parties going on in all the venues. You own all, you run all the stages. It doesn't matter. Everybody's there is the same, because if it wasn't for all those people on stages, you wouldn't be cool at all, right? You wouldn't even have anything. So Everybody's the same, whether you've got one follower as an artist or they've got 1 million followers as an artist. Go out there with it. Do your thing. You do you. Doesn't matter. Do you. Go out there with an intent. Have the plan. What is your plan? What are you doing after South by Southwest? I think that's actually the most important question. So you went out there. You did it. So what? Then what? Right? And as I love Mike Zemer just for the South by. So what? Right? So what? What did you do after that, though? So what was your plan? Where are you going? And these are some things to consider, right? So as you do, what's your rollout? Do you have a? Are you dropping tracks? Are you dropping art? Are you releasing a project? Are you just going out there just to show your face and just to get followers? And if that, what is your purpose in being at South by Southwest? And what are you gonna do after that? What's the rest of the year? Use this as that launch pad, like it's really meant for. Right, that's what it was meant for. It was meant for artists to be able to launch their career and showcase and have a place to come together and do that and collaborate. So use it for what it's supposed to be used for, right? This is not as it is owned. South by Southwest is like 50% owned by the people that own Billboard and everything like that. So yes, it is a labeled event, okay? And that's some of the deals. And going back to the official, unofficial, if you get that official stamp, all right, you cannot, usually it's like 6-7 o'clock p.m. You can't perform on any unofficial stage after 6-7 o'clock, right? After 6-7 p.m. you can only perform on an official stage. So if you get one official stage, you can't perform on an unofficial one unless it's like before a certain time of day. So those are some key things to know. But it doesn't matter whether it's official, unofficial, right? There are differences, right? But the biggest thing is, like, if you have that official thing, you cannot perform on an unofficial stage after X time. Okay. But just as an example, what is an unofficial stage? What does that mean? Well, so those ones at Vulcan that are right there on 6th Street, that's an unofficial event, right? It's just, right. So it just means they're the venue and they're holding the stage, right? So they're doing that thing. So everybody's still open. It's still open for anybody to go. What it also means as an unofficial event is they don't actually have to let anybody in just because they have the South by Southwest tag music. It's an unofficial event, so it's not put on by them, so that doesn't get you in. So if they want to charge tickets, if it's an unofficial event and it is ticketed, you still have to pay tickets, even if you have the tag. Doesn't matter. Whereas with an official event, if you have the tag, you're in, good to go, right? So things to know. Right, things to know. So when you're going through the list of where do I go, what stage do I want to see, all those things, who do I want to hear, what kind of vibe, where do I want to connect, right? Because I think that's what a lot of it is. As much as it's who do I want to hear, it's also who do I want to connect with. I like to go and hear people I've never heard before. I love to try and find people that I've never heard before. I love new sounds. I love new music. It's, that's what's fun for me about South by personally, is getting to hear all of these things. There's people from all over the world that I would never get to see except for because of South by, right? Because either they come back every year, right? Or they came into town and we just stayed connected, right? So that's been the beauty of it. It's the global connecting for me, the melting pot over the years. So stay up to date. Add your events, add your experiences right here to the SXSW XR page. But before we close out, because there's some cool things happening, and thanks to CannaBama for letting us, stream, and for being for supporting, right? Just the same as Metaverse Radio has been supporting for so long. CannaBama has stepped up and started supporting as well to keep this stream coming to you so that we can bring you the news, right? But so thank you, CannaBama. I'm going to show you this little video because CannaBama right now out there in Alabama, Mobile, they got the boom boom room, but I'm not going to tell you any more about it. You can watch this video right here.
CannaBama's boom, 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 rolling through Mardi Gras, boom, boom, vroom. Pop-up vibes, the party. party strong. Join us in Mobile, get your boom, boom on. Pop-up vibes, the party strong. Join us in Mobile, get your boom, boom on.
Yes, that's what's up. So go get your boom boom on. Go check them out. You can actually tune in to CannaBama and listen to them. They're live on Citizen Green and across the airways. They've got their own channels. You can just check in with them right there. So CannaBama, shout out to you again. Thanks for keeping the stream alive and go boom boom this Mardi Gras season. But coming up, we've also got
SXSW 2025 AI. Augmented reality, 3D is spatial capture.
So that's what's up. So we got the SXSW XR happening, right? You can get involved. Make sure to share your links. Do the dang things. It's all right there. It's pretty simple. And if you haven't ever thought about it, but you're thinking about it now.
Want more fans to discover your music in the real world? With augmented reality, you can place your songs in geolocked locations, turning any city, venue, or street into your personal stage. Fans can stumble upon your tracks while exploring, creating unforgettable moments tied to your sound. Drop a new single near your favorite venue, launch an album in hidden spots around town, or reward listeners with exclusive content when they find your music. Your music isn't just online anymore, it's part of the world around us. Start making your mark in AR today.
These things just randomly. But now we're back here. We're totally live. So what's up? Now everybody can know what's going on and is being said. Check it out. You can share your stuff. So those of you inside the X Space, you didn't see the video. Let me tell you about the video. It was this little thing promoting or just showing that, like, hey, you can use augmented reality and geospatial and deep pin technology to start dropping your tracks, your music, start sharing it around the world, right? You can do those things. It's super, super easy with multiple apps. Over the Reality has made it super easy. People have actually been dropping and releasing music on that app since 2021, I believe. There's a guy up in Canada that did the first one, and it was kind of cool. I remember when he dropped, there's this little experience. You could go into it. He had like this little drop party up there. It's kind of, it's just cool. So there's lots of different ways to do it. People have been doing it. You can do it too. It's very easy to use, and it just makes it more fun when you drop. Give your fans something to go look for, right? Give them a reason to get outside. Like Vanessa Pages said earlier today, let's go outside. Let's touch some grass. It is a SupAR SatARday. I'm gonna hop off here. You can see that I go by Hexadize, just like that right there. I go by Hexadize, but this is the SupAR SatARday, brought to you by One Dollar Land and the incredible community of creators and artists that really make everything happen, right? The beauty of this is I get to kind of just pop up, once, twice a week and look at what everybody else is doing and share it with you all. So thanks for that and giving me something to share. Keep on doing what you're doing so that we can have more things to share, because every week we're going to be right here and we're going to be watching. So we want to watch. We want you to watch, do all those things. All right, we're going to get out of here. It's been a SupAR SatARday and we are out.